If Tompkins will agree to our proposal, I think we can put an end to the whole suit. Unless you think we should go ahead and fight it in court.
No, the proposal looks pretty good to me. What do you think, Tom?
What? Oh, it's fine with me.
You do remember what we were discussing, don't you?
Yes, but I'm afraid I did get kind of distracted there towards the end. I'm sorry.
You know, I have the feeling he's living it up nice now that he has the house all to himself.
Well, I did have kind of a late night last night.
I mean, what do you hear from Melissa? Have you talked to her lately?
Yeah, she called last night to tell me that she and Bennett are planning to get married early in December.
How'd you sound?
Like she didn't have a worry in the world?
December is still a little way off. Hopefully, Lieutenant Lewis will have all the business about Bennett cleared up by then.
Betsy, I've been looking for it.
Oh, really? What for?
I wanted to tell you what my mom said after you left last night.
What'd she say?
Well, she was just crazy about you. She said she really liked you a lot. And she said, she said that it's so nice of me to have a nice friend like you. Oh, and she was crazy about Kim.
Oh, really? Kim liked her a lot, too.
So we're all set. We'll go to the party tomorrow night, and my mom will think I'm studying with you.
Lois, I've been thinking about that.
Oh, we're gonna have a great time. But don't worry what to wear. It's very casual.
That's not it. I just don't think it's a good idea about Friday. I mean, about lying to your mother.
Hey, it's not your problem. Look, I'm the one who's lying.
Yes, I know.
All you have to do is come with me to the party and have a great time.
Oh, hey, Lois.
Oh, hi, Kirk. This is Betsy Stewart. She's the one I've been talking to you about.
Hi, Kurt Simmons.
Yes, I know. It's nice to meet you. I've seen you play football before.
Oh, good. Are you going to come to the game on Saturday?
Saturday? No, I usually work on Saturdays.
She'll be there. We'll be your biggest rooters.
Lois, I have to go to class now.
Oh, I'll talk to you in the cafeteria. We can all have lunch together.
Betsy, it was nice meeting you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye, Lois.
That's your new friend?
Yes. What do you think?
I think she's as mousy as she looks.
Come on, don't put her down. She's really kind of sweet. And besides, she's my ticket to freedom.
Right, I forgot about that.
You will be nice to her, won't you, Kirk?
For the chance to be alone with you, I'll do anything you say.
You're making a big mistake, Doug. I thought I'd made it clear that if you try to divorce me, you'll never see Brian again.
Yes, Marcia, you made that very clear. But it's just as empty a threat now as it was then.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. You know, I was only doing this for Brian's sake. I wanted to make absolutely sure that there was no way to save our marriage. I'm absolutely sure.
I see. You no longer care about Brian, then?
That's not true. I care about Brian. I just don't think it's very healthy for him to be in an atmosphere of constant arguing.
I'd still think about it if I were you. I'd think about it very carefully.
Listen, Marcia, there is no legal way you can keep me from seeing my son. I have to go to the hospital.
What about your girlfriend?
What did you say?
You wouldn't want her name bandied about in a courtroom, now would you? I'll make sure everyone knows what a little tramp she is. I mean, those who don't already know.
You know, Marcia, you have made some wild threats in the past. But this one is so ridiculous that I'm not even going to answer it.
This is not a threat, Doug. I have proof now. Melinda's going to be very sorry if you go through with this.
Annie, I looked through all my drawers. I didn't see your scarf anywhere.
Oh, thanks. I just thought it might have gotten mixed in with your stuff by mistake.
Didn't Doug drive you home the night before you realized it was missing?
I think so. Why?
Maybe he left it in his car.
No, because I've seen him several times since then, and he would have mentioned it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Annie?
Yeah. I don't mean to bring up a painful subject, but aren't you going to try to avoid seeing Doug? Barbara, it's not that easy working in the same hospital. But we talked twice yesterday, and he said things are going to change. He said the next time he comes to me, it'll be as a free man.
Hi, can I come in?
Do you want to see me about something?
Yeah. I waited till Barbara left. I want to talk to you privately.
What about, Jeff?
Look, I want you to hear me out without flying off the handle, all right? I don't want to see you get hurt, Annie.
Oh, Jeff, if this is about Doug again...
No, wait. I want you to hear me out. It's not Doug. It's Marcia. She's really on the warpath.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but that doesn't concern me.
No, but Marcia is convinced, you see, that Doug is seeing another woman every time he calls up Marcia and tells her he's working late.
That's not true.
Well, I don't know if it's true or false. I'm just telling you the way Marcia thinks.
All right, fine, but why are you telling me?
Because I know Marcia, and she is not going to just stop at a suspicion. She's going to dig around until she finds the truth.
Well, she can dig all she wants, but she's not going to come up with anything.
Isn't she? Hello?
Where have you been? I was just about to give up.
Oh, I had to go out for a minute. What's up?
I thought you might be interested to find out how my lunch went yesterday.
What lunch?
Don't tell me you've forgotten that I had lunch with Mrs. DeHaven, one of the most influential members of the hospital board.
Oh, right, yeah. So, what happened?
We got along beautifully. We even discussed who's going to be the temporary chief of surgery now that Alex is gone.
And? Is that all you're going to tell me?
I'd be happy to tell you everything if you can come over here for a drink later this afternoon.
Grant, there's one thing that is very important to me. I would like to keep this as civilized as possible.
Oh, of course.
Well, it may not be that easy. Marcia has been making an awful lot of threats lately.
Such as?
She told me if I divorce her, then I'll never see Brian again.
Oh, she can't do that. There's no way she can deny your visiting rights with your son.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And she came up with a new threat just this morning.
What was it?
Well, she thinks that there is another woman involved. So she wants to cause a scandal.
I see.
She's probably just lashing out in anger. I can understand that. Then again, she may be trying to make it as difficult on me as possible.
I'm just so glad Mom and Dad left before I opened the envelope.
I can't imagine what a shock that was.
Shock! I've never been so hurt and humiliated in all my life.
Dee, how did his wife get a hold of the letter? Didn't you send it to his office?
Well, of course I did. That's what's so awful.
I don't think I understand this at all.
Well, obviously, he just gave the letter to his wife. He didn't even read it first.
What was in it?
Well, it was a very positive letter. I said I had done a lot of thinking since I left St. Louis. Dealt with the hurt and gotten a new perspective and understood everything a lot better now.
That's all?
Well, I also said that I didn't blame him anymore. At least not completely. I know I'm partially responsible. I did allow myself to get involved with someone that I knew was married all along.
Dee, I know how much this hurts. But this could possibly be the best thing to happen.
Annie, how could you say that?
Because you've been insisting it's over with this man ever since you came back to Oakdale. But the fact that you wrote that letter shows that you were still thinking about him. Now you know for sure that there's no hope.
Melinda, we discussed this the other day. I really don't want to talk about it. But you can't ignore what's going on. Sheila is trying to take Tom away from you. Melinda, look, she is doing a good job at it, too. Tom calls here all the time now. In fact, he called here this morning. I can't help that. Put up more of a fight. What do you want me to do? Sleep with Tom just to keep him interested? Come on. No. But I'll bet that Sheila wouldn't be above something like that. And she wouldn't even give it a second thought if she thought it was a way of hanging on to Tom. How many times have I told you I'm not Sheila? I know that. And I'm not even saying that Sheila is right. And what are you saying? Sheila is working overtime to get Tom all to herself. And you're not. Sheila can do whatever she likes. I have never used sex to hold on to a man. I'm certainly not going to start now.
Finally.
What kind of welcome is that? Well, that's more like it.
I'm so glad to see you.
Huh?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all day. You have no idea how miserable I've been.
What's wrong?
Everything.
Have another fight with Doug?
Well, he, Never mind. I don't want to talk about Doug.
Good. Good. Neither do I.
I was so afraid you weren't going to come by. I waited all afternoon for your call.
Marcia, I told you I had to look at my schedule first.
Now, couldn't you have done that earlier?
No, you know how the hospital gets. You get busy. I came here as soon as I could, all right?
I know, I'm sorry. I was just anxious to see you. May I pour you a drink so you can unwind after such a long, hard day?
No, not right now, thank you.
You sure? I'm the world's greatest martini maker.
So you kind of play the field, huh?
Well, I really don't go out that much.
A girl as pretty as you? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there are a lot of girls prettier than I am.
Well, I'll bet you hold your own. I bet your problem with boys is that you're shy with them.
Yes, I guess I do have a hard time talking to them.
Well, now you see, that's the whole problem. They probably think you're not interested.
Well, I try to be more like the other girls. It's just, I just never know what to say to them.
Well, that will all change just as soon as you find the right boy.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. Why, pretty soon it'll get to be that you're so comfortable, it's just like being with one of your girlfriends.
Well, there was one boy who I got along with. His name was Will, but we were just friends.
Well, you know, the thing is, you gotta mix with a lot of boys to find the right one. You can't just go off in a corner all by yourself and hope that he finds you.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm giving you all of this advice. Somehow I think you're gonna do just fine by yourself.
Betsy?
Hi. Hi, what are you doing here?
I came to see you. Is it okay?
Oh, sure, it's fine. Listen, you two can talk here, and I'm gonna go out front and see if Kim needs me.
Thanks, Sheila.
Okay.
Is that your boss?
Oh, no, she just works here. I'm sorry, I guess I should have introduced you to her.
Oh, it's okay. Guess what?
What?
I'm having dinner at your house tonight.
You are?
Your stepmother just invited me when I came in. We had a very nice talk.
That's great.
I bet your stepmother isn't strict with you at all.
No, she's not really strict, but she does have rules.
Yeah, but not like my mom. I practically live in a prison.
Lois, I've been meaning to ask you something.
What?
Kim and I are going shopping this weekend, and I was wondering whether you would go with us.
Oh, sure, if you want me to.
Yeah, see, I really don't know too much about clothes, and, well, you always look so fantastic.
Thanks.
So I thought maybe you could come and help us pick out stuff.
You're right. You do need some help. Look, I know a super place on State Street. We'll start from there.
Thanks, for all the help you've given me.
Oh, I almost forgot.
What?
Kirk thought you were very attractive.
He did?
He told me after we all had lunch together today. And believe me, that's a very good compliment coming from him.
Well, I mean, I really didn't even say much at lunch, and all he did really was stare at you.
The three of us will have lunch together every day. And I'll tell him to bring his buddy, Jamie Platt, with him. Oh, he's the captain of the team, and a senior. And he's Kirk's best friend.
I'm never even gonna know what to say.
Oh, don't worry about it. Some guys like shy girls. They think of them as a challenge. Know what I mean? Anyway, tonight is going to be just great. I'll write a note to my mom telling her that I'm having dinner with you and staying on to study.
That'd be fun.
Except I'm not staying on to study. I'm meeting Kirk after dinner. We'll finally have some time to be alone together.
Wait, Lois, what happens if your mother calls when you're not there and she wants to talk to you?
Oh, she won't. She was so impressed with you and Kim, she won't give it a second thought. This plan of mine is going to work like a charm. For both of us.
Look, Doug, I want you to know that I meant every word I said to you this morning. I intend to bring out that dirty little affair of yours and... Well, so that's the way you want it. That's fine with me. I'm just going to give you a little more time. And then I'm going to show you that I mean business.
So, Nancy, you and Chris are going out for the evening.
Yes, Dana has invited us over at her place for dinner.
Has she heard from Bob?
Yes, he called her from London last night.
How are things going over there?
Everything's all right as far as we know.
Dana promised to go into more detail on the conversation when we get there.
Oh, Granddad, I'm glad I caught you before you left.
Why, is there some...
Not even a hello?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little disorganized at the moment.
Something you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a favor. I'd like to have the next couple of days off if it could be arranged.
Oh?
Yeah, Don said he could handle some of my work if you okay it.
Would you mind telling me why you want this time off?
Well, I'd like to go up and spend some time in Norwich with Mom. She just called and she's anxious for me to pay her a visit.
Well, nothing's wrong, I hope.
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just that she and Bennett are finalizing their wedding plans, and she'd like me to see the inn and get to know Bennett a little better.
Well, that's it. You go ahead. I think we can hold the fort here, can't we, Grant?
Oh, sure. I can take care of some of the work, Tom.
Oh, thanks.
When did you plan to go, dear?
Well, I just called the airport, and I get a plane out tonight.
Oh, well, be sure to give Lisa our love and ask her if there's anything I can do to help her with the wedding.
I will.
And when you get back, I want to be sure to have you and Barbara come over to dinner. Especially bring Barbara along. We don't get to see nearly enough of you these days.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, and I'm sure Barbara would, too.
You must come, too, Grant.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you.
Well, you have a good trip, Tom.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow, then, Grant.
All right, Chris. Goodbye. Goodbye, Nancy. Well, I'm glad you're going to Norwich. You can look at the situation up there firsthand.
Mm-hmm. That's not the only reason I'm anxious to go up there for a while. I need to spend some time out of Oakdale. There's some things I have to think through, and I can't do them here.
Anything you care to talk about?
Well, thanks, Grant, but it's something I have to think through myself.
I just thought I could be of help.
Maybe later.
All right. Well, I have to be going. Look, can I buy you a drink at the Lawyers Club?
Oh, thanks, but I've got some calls I have to make, and then I have to go home and pack.
Okay. Say a little Lisa, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I just hope things are as well up there as she says they are.
Oh, surely there's an employee record there somewhere.
Well, it's just that Melinda moved not too long ago. Oh, okay. Here it is. I can give it to you.
Better yet, why don't you give me her home address? That way I can just pop over there and surprise her.
All right, I can give you both. The number is...
Hello, Melinda. May I come in? What for? What are you doing here anyway? Let's say I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
I wasn't expecting company.
That's obvious.
Look, I don't know what this is all about.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not even too sure I want to talk to you. You made some pretty ugly insinuations the other day.
Let's just cut this little Miss Innocent act, shall we? Where's Doug?
What?
Oh, that's a silly question now, isn't it? Where else would he be but in the bedroom?
Have you gone crazy? You better get out of here.
Are you going to call him out here, or shall I go in there and see for myself?
I want you to leave right now.
Yeah. You want to tell me how this just happened to get in my husband's car? Huh?
How should I know?
Oh, you're not going to deny that this is yours, are you?
Wait, but I've never seen that in my life.
You can stop lying, Melinda. I know the truth. I've known it for a long time.
Hey, wait a minute. You have no right to go in there.
That is only in your opinion. All right, Doug, you can...
See? Didn't I tell you he wasn't in there? I'm sorry. I thought...
Look, I know what you thought. Now you better get out of here or I will call the police.
Jeff must have been right all along.
Look, I don't care what you're talking about. If you don't leave this instant...
I'm going. I'm sorry.
I wanted to stop by and talk to you before I left. I know we haven't seen much of each other lately.
No, we haven't.
I want you to know I haven't been ignoring you. It's just that something's come up and I'm not sure I understand them myself.
It's okay, Tom. You don't owe me an explanation.
Well, maybe not, but I'd feel better if we talked about it. I just wish we had more time.
On a tight schedule, huh?
Yeah, I haven't even done my packing yet.
How you get into the airport?
Cab? I guess that's the simplest way.
Well, I've got a better idea. Why don't I take you? We can talk along the way.
Well, that'd be great. If you're sure you don't mind.
Yeah. Let me tell Annie.
Annie, I'm going out for a while.
I've taken the first step.
Marcia, I don't know what you're doing here. I told you I don't want to get involved in your problems with Doug.
Just listen to me, Jeff. You've been insisting all along that I've been wrong about Melinda Spencer. I found out tonight you were right.
Well, wait a minute. You came all the way over here to tell me that?
No, not exactly. I want you to tell me who Doug is involved with.
Look, forget it. I don't even want to discuss this with you.
You must know, since you were so sure it wasn't Melinda.
Marcia, you know, it wasn't very smart of you to come here. I mean, someone might see you. I think you should go home.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
And you do know. I can see that
Look,
you
Marcia,
do.
I don't want to discuss this, okay?
Well, just never mind. I don't need your help. I can find out on my own.
Listen, Annie.
Yes.
Things are going to be different starting now. We may not be able to see each other as much as we want right away, but at least we don't have to feel so uncomfortable with each other. Okay? Good night.
Of course. This is for Stuart, isn't it?
It's Annie Doug's been involved with all along. Thank you, Jeff. I got the answer I came here for after all.